Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat, to all the brothers out there. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat, to all the sisters. This is Isupk New Orleans, Shreveport, Bosa, coming out of West 125th Street, all New York, under Commander Junior Honor, and not coming out of One West under Commander Junior Honor. You are not in the truth. And our job is to educate blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and First Nation people indigenous to this land about their true heritage, which is, as you see, you have famous people saying, we the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, you know, and that's who we are. That information was hidden from us, and then again stolen from us, you know, and that's exactly what happened, you know. But that's our job. But they've been doing it ever since 1969, you know. But that's our job is to educate. Educated. We are not a militant group. We are a love group. We trying to love our brothers and sisters. You know, our brother. Our brothers. Also the Judites, the Benjamites. Ishkarites. That we all one big happy family. We're not separate. It was the press that did that to separate us out of from each other. As long as we was together, we were strong. As long as we was apart, we weak. But we all had follow laws, and this is a Wednesday law class. We're gonna go to the Most High commands us to follow him. He commands us to follow these law statute commandments that he put out there for us. He ain't do it just to be doing something. He did not do that just to be doing something. He did that for the we obey him. For we to obey him, and that's what we're supposed to do. And going to Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Now we all didn't live long enough to know who is that nation not desired. It's the people living off in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations. Those are people who are not desired. They talking about us. Why you think every so often you hear a politician say something, money wasted on us, education wasted on us. We ain't nothing but a bunch of niggas speak way back in savages. That's all they've been saying ever since I've been around. That's what they think of. We are that nation not desired. We are that people that nobody wants, but the Most High loves us. And them laws they put in this Bible, it wasn't for everybody. It was just for us. Why you think they don't teach you to follow the law, statute, commandments? That's what because the oppressor had a 400-year head start to learn these scriptures and found out, and he already know, he already been disowned by the Most High. The Most High loved Jacob. He didn't love Esau. So he was already, chastised. So those law, statutes, commandments did not apply to him; they applied to you. So they've been spending the last 400-500 years trying to keep these law, statutes, commandments from you, keep following, to keep you from following. But now the Isupk here to bring you back, to God's loving arm to start following His law, statutes, commandments, because that's all He asks you to do, to follow His law, statutes, commandments. I know they do the 10 commandments. They don't even do all 10. Well, you may have some that follow 10, but what about the other 613 that you got to follow? They don't follow the dietary law. They don't follow the law. When they have a baby and all that, they may, they don't follow none of that law. They don't even breastfeed their baby. They put the baby on Similac and let it go. Then be wondering why be having all kind of problems because they didn't get the proper nourishment when it was a baby. Mother's milk is the best the baby can have. But they teach. They teach you that the laws are done away with. The laws was never done away with. Find a scripture in the Bible that said the laws was done away with. Wait, but I know you will not find it because from the time Adam all the way to Yahweh Shai, to his disciple. They followed the law. Paul followed the law. They say this Old Testament. They followed the law in the New Testament. They followed the law. They followed the law of Moses. The Torah. Has no issues, say the Torah. They follow the Torah. Just like we follow the Torah too. Except thing about it, you're not the real Jew. We are. You're not the real Jews. You're imposters. You stole that. But then that was our punishment for being hard head, stiff necked, and not follow the law. That's why you was on top. Not because you was great people. The Most High put you on top just for he could bring you down. You powerful right now, but you think you're a guy right now. You think you can't be touched, but the Most High is coming back with Yahweh Shai, and there's 200 million angels, and coming to ransack this place to show you that you is not a guy. You ain't got a heaven or hell to put nobody in. But you think you're so powerful because you over us right now. You're over us. We'll give you that. But we know our time coming. We just have to be patient and follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and wait on the Most High, because he said vengeance is his. That's why he put don't avoid Edomite. We don't touch. We're gonna talk about the things that the unlawful things you do to our people. You done did throughout the land. We're gonna bring that up. Before us touching you, no. So you can get off there. We're a hate group, because we was a hate group. We'll act like a hate group. We'll act like the Klan. Klan is a hate group, but do you but y'all seem to have a love for them. Y'all seem to have a love for them, but but you want to hate us, and all we doing is teaching our people how to come back to their God, because he loves them. He wanted to come back. He don't want to. The Most High do not take pleasure in us sinning. That hurts him, because we have law. We have laws, statutes, commandments. The other nations on this earth, they don't have nothing. The Israelites, they don't have laws. They have the Most High law, statute, commandment. And you believe that story about Gabriel came down and talked to Muhammad and gave him the Quran? That's a fairy tale. That's a straight up fairy tale. Muhammad was a false prophet. He was a child molester. That's what he was. And that's and in our laws you can't beat it. But I guess in the what they call it, Islamic faith, you can do that. So no, hey, we ain't the same people. Like I said, Ishmael was separate from Isaac. They shipped Abraham had to ship Isaac Ishmael out of there. He became a great nation. But the covenant was through Isaac. That's what he promised Abraham. We go to let me see here. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now, this is the Most High. He say, we are that chosen people. You black man, you Hispanic man, you Latino man, you First Nation man, you are a holy people. We are set apart for the rest, the rest of these people. For the rest of these nations on earth, we set apart. We have a guide, we have laws and statutes and commandments that we must follow. They don't have to follow them. So you ain't supposed to be worried about them, no way. You worry about you and your own. That's what you worry about. You don't worry about they don't have to follow this, they don't have to follow it. They gonna get punished in the last days. Christ coming back to fight for you. Are you worried about what they doing? You better get yourself together. Get your house in order. You need to get your house in order, because Most High coming back, he ain't playing. Verse 7 is it, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people. We was a small little set. They got like what, 1 billion Chinese. You know, about a couple hundred million. Japanese. You got millions and millions of Edomites, but he chose us because we was smallest in number. I guess it's just that flavor that we have. Because we have some. Just think of all the adventures that ever been made. They were made by either blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, or First Nation people. They even made by them. Like, just name one inventor. George Carver, George Washington Carver. You know, invented some of everything. You know, and then you think about them. Three sisters and Hidden Figures. That movie Hidden Figures. How they came up with the mathematical calculations to be able to launch Apollo or something like that. To get them up in space. You know, even though we don't get no credit for what we put out and what we do. You know, but we know we are the great people, and they know it and they hate it. The oppressor hates us with an undying hatred. He hated us from the womb. We've been battling it out while we was in Rebecca's womb. We ain't never had no love for one another. Except for we loved him. He never loved us. Couldn't stand us. How you think Esau, just because he was hungry, he sold his birthright for some raw meat, bloody. And you see if you see a person, they go, you at the steakhouse somewhere, you see them getting either medium rare steak or completely rare steak, but the blood just dripping out of it. That's what you will see. But we, Most High loved us no matter how bad we did, even though we had to get punished. Got Jerusalem got ransacked in 70 AD. We had to go into Africa, even though we established ourselves in Africa, made ourselves great over there. Here come the Africans selling us to the Europeans. Because but once again, we start following the Africans. For not following, we weren't following the law. We were following, learning all about voodoo and black magic and all that. We started doing things we weren't supposed to do that the Most High did not want us to do. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go to let me see. We're gonna go down to verse 9. It said, "Know therefore that the Lord thy God, He is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love Him and keep His commandments to 1,000 generations." So you keeping His law, statutes, commandments. I mean, He gonna love you forever. 1,000 generations. That's just like forever. Because you can't even count 1,000 generations. So let's just say forever. It never stops. As long as you follow His law, statutes, and commandments. And you got so many whiners complaining, and this is a verse they love to use. I mean, especially with them jailhouse scholars, oh, they got excuse for everything, they got an excuse for why they can't do this, man. This Bible so good, back and forth. Why did you have a problem? I thought you done changed your life. Oh man, they always dig this one out. Romans chapter 7 verse 19. They love to bring out these scriptures right here. For their flaws. You know, you know, Romans chapter 7 verse 19. You're trying to get it. They always everybody you see, even Christians, is out in these streets. You see them, and they always got an excuse for why. God knows my heart. God knows my heart. Yeah, your heart. It's deceitful. Yes, He knows. But they can't never want to do right. Romans chapter 7 verse 19. For the good that I would do, for the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. So here is, you got it right in front of you. Do good, but you rather go and do evil. You rather go do evil. That's what's in your heart. That's what's in your heart. That's what you want to do anyway. In verse 20. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Right? Sin that dwelleth in you. Yeah, you got that right. It's that sin that you won't get rid of because you ain't took off that old man. You ain't took off that old man. You ain't took off that old woman. That's why you keep. That's why you're able to say that it's a sin that's off in you. You never got rid of the sin. The sin was just lingering back, waiting to pop out at the right moment. You Verse 21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. See, like I said, them excuses they make, to try to explain, why they can't follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and quit being so simple. They use this right here to justify that. I want to do good, but I just can't do good. I got sin off in me, and I know I got to follow what the sin say. You know, Verse 22. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. Verse 23. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity of the law of sin which is in my members. It's like about like your whole body, it just members. You may let's just say you can't stop having sex with multiple people. You know, you know that's that's a demon. Sexual, a sexual deviant. Just can't stop. Let's say you like to steal. You can't help but steal. That's that demon that's off in you. You know, but quit using that as an excuse and gonna start following these laws, statutes, commandments, where you can quit doing what you're doing. Verse 24. Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Most High, if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and quit making excuses. That's who will deliver you. Because I'll tell you one thing: this Christian church teach you, the law, statutes, commandments. Nobody could follow; only Christ could follow them. Look at us. Look, we came from the same place, but yet we changed our lives around. We start looking at this Bible, start reading this Bible, and start following these laws, statutes, commandments. So now we got to call you a liar. Can't follow these laws, statutes, commandments. You can't follow these laws, statutes, commandments because this, like you say, the Most High ain't gonna put no more than that you can bear. Hey, He will never set these laws, statutes, commandments. We know we couldn't do them. He know we could do them because we that special people. We the only people that can do them. Even though they like to like compare us to Muslims. They don't eat pork. They holiday. I'm like, we are two totally different people. We are two totally different people. I say, Muhammad copied the Jewish, back in not the Jews, but the Jews back in the days. When he was when he's on the caravan selling wares and stuff. He was illiterate, so he learned from the Jews of antiquity and learned from them, and then he patterned after them. But got mad when they wouldn't validate his Islam, so he turned on them and started putting him to death. Say, he had a Quran in one hand, a sword in the other. Said Islam or die. A lot of them chose, some of them chose death, and some of them chose, Islam. That's why you had, the Islamic faith is so strong. It was just like Christianity. Christianity just, did no different. The Crusades, hey, the Holy Bible in one hand, a sword in the other. Hey, Christ or die. No. That's why Christianity is not, not for us. Christianity is not for us. Neither is Islam. Neither is Hindu. Buddhism. Scientology, Kemet. None of that. That's not of our people. Our people come from out of the Holy Bible. You know, we are people. We separate. We're separate type of people. But the thing about it, you got the Kemet cats. They trying to link us to Africa bad when they all you like I said many times. Go meet an African. He gonna look at you like you the craziest thing on earth. Like, you're not none of we're not the same. He gonna tell you that. But yet you still got, you know, I ain't gonna call out no names, but you got the guys on YouTube got their own show. Got maybe have about seven to 10,000 you know views and stuff. All about uh you know all about uh, a philosophy that's not part of us. That was for the Africans. That wasn't for us. That wasn't for us. But that's what they teach. They teach that, and then and the people follow it by droves, and they being fooled. They being bamboozled. You know they are really being led astray. But like the Most High say, He gonna know warn to the shepherd that scatter my flock. And that's exactly what them guys doing in Kenya, scattering His flock. It ain't just the Christians is doing it. They know they doing. They been doing it. They in it for money anyway. Them they far as the HOK, they in it trying to convince people they every black person they are African. Like I said, all y'all do is meet an African. He'll tell you, no, that's a lie there. You not the same. We no, we not the same. They'll tell you that quick. You know. And, we go to Genesis. You see, 26:4. Like always, like I said, I mean, when I first found out about this truth, I was just amazed, that was, these just a bunch of guys just like came off the streets, all this and all that, and yet they out there, they teach you. They teach you some good stuff. They teach you stuff, you'll never hear in a church. You'll never hear coming out of a preacher's mouth, Christianity preacher's mouth, none of that. And here they bringing it right to you, rough, rugged, and raw. They bringing it right to you, so you couldn't help but, just say like I was in a trance, I had to find out more and more, I had to find out why they don't celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, birthdays, all the holidays, because they was all pagan. They all came from back in the days in Babylon. There wasn't no new holidays. Those was old holidays. So I didn't even know that. Them holidays go back thousands of years. They predate Egypt. Like the HOK, like to say most of them, they all that came out of Egypt. No, that predates Egypt. Before Egypt was a power. Like I said, the Most High made him a power, just made Egypt a power just to bring them down. Made them so powerful all over the world, and the whole world got to see Egypt fall. I remember reading the history of books that Napoleon, French Napoleon, little short guy, dictator, he went into Africa, and when he seen the Sphinx with the broad nose and thick lips, he couldn't believe that black people once was over this land, so he took all this men to shoot off the nose and lip. That's why you see when you look at the Sphinx, they show them, you be showing like how they got parts missing out of them. That what the old French soldiers did, shot at them, but they got things messed up, and then I wish they had stopped, even though they have many debates with Captain Zarya, but they still gonna push that we are Africans and we are not African. Africans from the see the ham, we from the see the sham. Oh, I know. Solomon met with the queen of Sheba, whatever. But they never said in the Bible. It never said he laid with her. She just came to visit him to see, what she heard was he was what he said. What people said about him. And that's what she came to see. And she went back, but now they use that to say that we are Africans. To see the father. Don't you think the Africans don't white everything, Africanize everything out of there by now? Even if that was true, which it is, you for the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, not for the seed of Ham. You know, now we're gonna go to Deuteronomy. Genesis chapter 26, verse 4. You know, now this is the Most High talking to Isaac. After Abraham had died. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thee seed all these countries, and thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Verse 5, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge and my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. So just because Abraham followed the Most High, he blessed Isaac. He blessed Isaac, the hair, like I say, I'm gonna make his seed as like stars in the sky. And I know you probably don't see much sky back a long time ago used to be a lot of stars in the sky. But that's how that's what he was talking about. You can't even number, you can't even count us. You can't even count us. His seed gonna be so many. You know, but that's what that's the reward you get for following the Most High. You get blessed. No matter what you doing, you getting blessed. But like I said, don't let nobody tell that you cannot follow these laws, statutes, commandments, because you can do it. I'm doing it, and I used to be the worst. I wasn't no different from any other brother in this school. Yeah, they follow these laws, statutes, commandments. They got to go through all kind of hell and all that, but we still ain't. Stick with these law, statutes, commandments. It's like, we know there's no going back. There's no going back at all. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. So that means you're gonna even teach. You're gonna teach. You're gonna get passed down to you, and you're gonna teach your children. That's how I go. Talk about these laws, statutes, commandments. That's why I'm glad you got these babies now. They'll never know what the world was like. All they gonna know is the ISUPK. That's all they gonna know. The ISUPK. Follow these laws, statutes, commandments. They gonna be a beautiful thing. And when you say, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, you're gonna keep these laws, statutes, commandments on your mind 365, 24/7, all the time. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. You ain't supposed to be up there grumbling about you can't do this. I'm getting tired of doing that. No. Mm-mm. You keep that on your mind, keep that in your heart. That's your mind up here, that's your heart right here. Because whatever your mind says, that's what you do. So that's why I call your mind your heart. Mm-hmm. Let me see. In verse 7. Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlet between thine eyes. I mean, just like a horse got the front where he can't look side to side, he just can look forward. That's what a frontlet is. This is when you keep you're gonna stay on the straight and narrow. Follow these laws, statutes, commandments. until to the Most High call you home. So who wanna you to learn been in this truth for all this time, then you turn around and go back out in the world. You done destroyed yourself. You done destroyed yourself. Why do that? Or why be fake about it? If you ain't in, you ain't following these laws, statutes, commandments, or you really don't want to be in the truth, why waste your time? Why waste your time? You tired of following the law, statutes, commandments? Hey, holla. It's long. We'll keep up the fight. We'll keep this fight up. We go Deuteronomy 79. But yeah, we're gonna keep this fight up. We got strong brothers and sisters. Don't mind, don't want to go back to what they were. Don't want to be doing the things they used to do. Try to be sisterly and brotherly. Try to shows sisterhood, shows brotherhood. Because like I said, you do not want to be a sinner, because the Most High hates sinners. And Deuteronomy 7:9 says, "Now therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations." And there you go again. He said he gonna keep it to 1,000 generations. He said, as long as you follow these laws, statutes, commandments. Like I said, how can you do anything? You just think, like they tell you up in the Christian church, all you have to do is say, "I accept Jesus Christ as my Savior. I know he died for my sins on the cross, and you are saved." Yeah, but then yet, as soon as you hit out the door, you still, you sin. But you saved? Saved for what? What are you saved from? Don't you know you got to put in some work? No, you can't be out. No, you can't be out there whoremongering no more. No, you can't be out there drugging no more. No, you can't be out there no cussing your mama out, your dad out. You supposed to you supposed to change, or you supposed to honor them. Especially when they get their old age. Supposed to help them like they did for you when you was a child, and when they able to do for yourself. But that's Christianity for you. Let me see, go to verse 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. Now, see, he's sworn to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's our forefather. That he was gonna keep his covenant with us. And it is. I know I know we're in hell right now. I know we catching it, the Edomites over us, Amalek over, Hollywood, business, banking, of all that. You got Ishmael and Elam on all the 7-Elevens, gas stations and hotels, and all that. I know we ain't got a thing, but we rich still because we had the Most High, we had the covenant. And that's something they don't have. And that's why they hate us so much, because we have the covenant. They know they don't have the covenant. That's why they love to see us fighting against each other. They love it. They don't want to never see us together. They don't want to never see us follow these law, statute, commandments, because they know they're just buying, they be able to buy a little more time, because they know their rulership coming to an end. Verse 9. Let me say, okay, verse 8, hath the Lord brought you out, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. That's what he did for us. We was in slavery 400 years over there in Egypt. And the Most High heard our cry and our affliction. And he came with a mighty hand, brought in the plagues of Egypt. And forced Pharaoh to let us go. Like I said, Egypt was a mighty power to the Most High got a hold to him. It says, verse 9, know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is good, The faithful God which keep a covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. And there you go again, as long as you keep his law, statutes, commandments, you good. You good. That's what he requires of you. Follow his law, statutes, commandments. He don't require, he ain't asked for nothing else but to follow his law, statutes, and commandments. That shit, and I'm going to tell you, I didn't, I didn't know it was easy until I found the Isupk. As long as I was in that, long as you go into that Christian church, they're gonna teach you cannot do it. Ain't a man alive can do it. They keep you weak because they weak. Christians are a bunch of weak. The first little something that happened is, oh, woe is me, woe is me. They always complain about something. The only thing they can give you is a good song, a good dance, and they figure that's what's gonna get them into heaven. You know, when the Most High said, "Take away from me thy song," I ain't gonna hear. I won't hear. You know, he's not going. He don't hear that music every Sunday that they out there doing. He don't hear that. He's sitting somewhere propped up with his feet on, got his beat headphones on. This is Isupk views. He ain't hearing that. He ain't hearing that. And anyway, he said you worshiping they worshiping the sun god anyway. You know, so so the most I done hearing. They go to Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. Like I said, I know like mostly everybody either came from either Christianity or is Islam. We both learn neither one of them don't. It's not for us. It's not for us at all. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all their heart and with all thy soul. So that's all the Most High asks of you. Follow his law, statutes, commandments. He ain't asking you to do. He ain't asking you to perform no miracle. He ain't asking you to do nothing else but to follow his law, statutes, commandments. Law, statutes, commandments. If any miracles it is that need to be performed, he will guide you in the way of doing that. Not you just like they do off at the Christian church, lay hands and heal and all that. No, that ain't us. That's not us. That's the oppressor. That's what he taught. That's what he taught from back in the slavery days. All that one big song and dance. It's almost like a wrestling match. It's scripted. Everything's scripted. The outcome of it. Before it ever ends. That's what it is. In verse 13, to keep the commandments of the Lord, his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. And that's what you want to do. This is for our good. I know you do have people, looking at you strange because you don't change your life. You ain't running with that same crew no more. You probably, I ain't gonna say you ain't running with the same crew because your friends is your friend. You have friends outside the truth, But even though they gonna look at you, like, how she would done change her life around, hey, you know, she's go to a club and come back with a man. Now she go to the club, she just have her a drink, sit there, talk to us, about about the Isupk and all that. We don't be wanting to hear, but that sister done changed. That brother done changed. He don't want to be on the block, selling drugs. He ain't trying to run no trap house. He ain't trying to shoot another brother. He ain't trying to kill another brother. He ain't trying to sleep with another brother's wife. Because, he followed these laws, statutes, commandments. And that's what the Most High require of thee. And, as the thing about it, we had it so made. That's all we had to do. This, if we go to Deuteronomy 28:1, this was the Most High guaranteed us if we would have followed the law, statutes, commandments. You know, Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings, verse 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if we'd have did that, no, we'll be on top, still on the bottom right now. You know, we'd have been on top. But when we chose to do something else, go down to verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You know how I go. Curse says curse will be in the city, or curse will be in the field. I mean, hey, will be, we go to work, we curse, underpaid. Some of them got a good job. Mostly everybody else, they live from paycheck to paycheck. They live from paycheck to paycheck. And that's our curse. That's the curse. That's the curse we brought upon ourselves. For not following the law, statutes, and commandments. But we go to but this thing about it. They actually sat there. Our ancestors actually had somebody to speak to the Most High and come back with the law, statute, commandment, and they said, "Hey, wait, we're gonna do this." And they turn around, soon as they said it, start doing everything else. They had Moses, but now you got the ISUK telling you now they had Moses. Now here's the ISUK picking up the slack. The show, Christian pastor show ain't doing it. As long as they can get a check, hey, they happy. They ain't worried about the law. They ain't worried about the law, statutes, and commandments. And, they ain't worried about that at all. All they worry about is putting some money in their pocket. And they want your money. They want your wife, but they can, she down with it. They want that too. The First Kings chapter 2, verse 1. This thing, this thing about being in that Christian church, you get to see a whole lot of stuff, especially at a young age. You ain't got to be grown. You see a lot of stuff at a very young age. That when you get older, you still off in it, you end up doing it yourself because that's what you saw all the time. That's what you saw all the time. Nothing but wrongdoing. They claim they're holy. They act like they only act like they're holy. They claim just because they clap their hands and they do a dance, make fall out that they holy. They singing that they holy. And that's not what holy means. Holy means separate. Just like they need to separate themselves from that white man's religion. Come from out of Christianity. Was that let me see this. Let me see. From they're like Revelation 18:4. Come from out of her. People that you not be partakers of their plagues. So the Most I've been telling us that, to separate from America, separate from Christianity, separate from Islam, separate from all these heathens, and come back together and be the 12 tribes again. Be one people again. Not the northern kingdom or southern kingdom, but one tribe, one people. The First Kings chapter 2, verse 1. So now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon and his son, saying, verse 2, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Verse 3, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whatsoever thou turnest thyself. And that's exactly what Solomon did most of his life, until he became an old man, and he blessed Solomon greatly. Solomon was one of the greatest kings. He had on what 700 wives and 300 concubines. You know, some around that number like that. You know, except a lot of his women was heathen women. He started, he started messing with women he wasn't supposed to. So the kingdom was ripped. You know, David established the kingdom, and then under Solomon, it ripped back again. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna go to Romans 13:9. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Solomon. Solomon, like I said, he was a great king. But like I said, he let them women, them heathen women, turn him. But by that time, he old, probably like, he was old, so they was able to manipulate. Romans 13:9. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, that's like you can't Christians can't even do those little few commandments that I read. They covered everything. You get your house, they covered that. You buy your new dress, they covered that. You got your nice car, they covered that. You get your a good spouse, they covered that. They cover everything. Like I said, they don't they like I said, they don't hardly follow the Ten Commandments. They don't follow the Ten Commandments. So they can't deal with the other 613. Especially the dietary law. Don't talk about that. That dietary law kill them. I can't have no fat back, no pig feet, no hog maw. I can't have none of that. I can't have no chops. I can't have no pork chops. I can't eat no bacon, no ham. I can't do that. I love the hog. I love the hog from the roots to the tooth. I ain't never giving up the hog. And that's what that right there stop a lot of people from coming in. It's true because they can't even they can't live off pork. And, and even a person tell you a pig is a nasty, disgusting animal to eat. Man, like I said, there ain't nothing new under the sun. This been going on. A lot of people like Christ had, like I said, I learned Christ had a lot of disciples. He didn't just have 12; he had many, but they just couldn't comprehend and understand what he was saying. So a lot of them left, except for the 12. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Christ a lot of times, he didn't talk just straightforward. He talked in parables. He talked in a lot of parables, though. Hopefully that that you're keen enough to understand. And we're gonna go to the Apocrypha Baruch 4:1. But this thing like people might say, man, y'all gotta do all this. They act like we actually slaves in this because we follow the law, statute, command. They say, hey, we got that's something we have to do. They act like we slaves, like we in some kind of cult, where we forced to do it. We ain't forced to do a doggone thing. You're just not forced to do nothing. I HBK. Either you do it or you don't. If you ain't doing it, you out of here. Ain't nobody forces you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's on your body. You know, ain't nobody forcing you to keep it. If they too hard for you to keep them, hey, it's long. As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. We're gonna follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because we don't carry too far to turn back and go back to what? I'm out the loop. I don't know what's going on out there now. You know, except what I see on the news. You know, Baruch chapter 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. And there you go. You walk in these law, statute, commandments. You know, you are spiritually. You live. But if you don't, spiritually, you die. You know, it's just like that rich man and the poor man. What was that? Luke chapter 19 or something like that. You know, he like when he died, he woke up in hell. So that goes to tell you, this is for another class. Hell is not a some kind of spiritual realm that you go to after you die, but you ain't gonna wake up in hell. You know, it's just that he blood. Nah, it was just showing that hey, nah, he poor. You know, he poor. He don't have his riches. He going through hell now. He's in hell now, just like the poor man was. How the dogs came and licked his sores. That was the other nation. Taking a bite out of. That was rich man doing them. The other nations was doing it too. Well, you go like I said, don't ever think we're caught. We are a school dedicated to our people. That's blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and First Nation people indigenous to this land. We are to educate them and bring them back together. Do we hate you? No. Do we hate things you do? Yes, we do. You know, as it's been said, ain't nobody got nothing against the color white. It's just the crimes that they committed on this land that we have a problem with. You know, that's that's our only complaint. The oppression that they do, like how they did out on the border, with the Israelites. This is on an everyday basis. How they do the Israelites, trying to come over here and live a better life when they already claim this is a great American melting pot. They had no problem, letting the Irish in, the Jewish in, the Italians in. They had no problem with that. But when it came down to letting Manasseh and Issachar and Simeon and Ephraim, Naphtali and Zebulon, all them guys, they can catch hell in hot water trying to get over there. They got to sneak over there. They over there, rest of them, they can just come over here in a big old ship, get on off, go to uh, uh, the deportation thing, get their little pass, this thing, whatever their name is, whatever, when they gone. But our people, we get turned around at the border, or we get locked up in cages. Even our babies get locked up in cages, and the Most High is gonna punish them for that. He's gonna punish them hard for that one. Let's low down and right. You let everybody else off in here, but but the 12 tribes can't come off in here, and better they self, and they ain't never, boy, they like to say all they like to do is sell drugs. Like you put drugs out there. Okay, they came over here to work. What you do? You put drugs out there. You wouldn't give us jobs, so what was left? But no, he was fight or flight. They picked up them drugs. A lot. They started doing that. Remember, you put the drugs out there. They didn't bring none with them. You put all them drugs out there yourself. Eat them. Did all that yourself. You go to Psalms 119, chapter 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Lord. Verse 2. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with the whole heart. And see, this is what we do in Isupk. We seek him. We don't seek a man. We seek the Most High. Learn, because we know right here the Most High is a terrible power. He's a jealous God. So why would we be seeking anybody else but him? Verse 3. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways. We ain't sinning. We walk in the most high ways, Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Verse 5. On that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. Verse 6 says, then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. So, no, we ain't ashamed doing none of this. We don't, we ain't, we ain't gotta hide that we are in the ice cream for nobody. We wear our shirt, rock our das and everything. Beards, boots, and braids all day long. They don't like it. Look at them. They don't like it. Who cares if they don't like it? I don't care. But I know one thing, you know, I'm gonna keep these law, statute, commandments, and have you as my slave. And if you be good enough, I might make you a head house slave. Might make you the head house slave if you good enough. Now, if we're going to go to Ecclesiastes, the prophet for Ecclesiasticus, verse 19 to 20. Verse 19, verse 20. People actually think we actually being held against our will, like, like Jim Jones people would, back in the day. No, we ain't held against we ain't held against our will. Our will is to do the work on the Most High. And that's all that's the only will we do. So let's cut the cult talk. We can cut that out. Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. Let's think about the first thing you want to do, is fear the Most High. Like I said, when you do what the Most High, that means you fear Him. The Christians, and they don't fear the Most High. They figure like he this nice, warm, fuzzy guy who forgives everything. But that's a lie. Why you think you got these laws, statutes, commandments? We talk to somebody that don't care. You can say it all you want to, but yeah, he gonna take you to his loving arm. No, you got the wrong person. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. It can't be a guy. Like I said, when you are doing this law, statute, commandments, that's the beginning of wisdom. That'll let you know you're not a wise person if you're not doing it. It'll let you know right now you're not wise at all. You may count yourself as wise, because some scriptures, some breakdowns and all that, but you ain't follow these laws, statute, commandments. That's all for that. That's all. It's all for that. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. Proverbs, and this is something you want to, impart to your children. These verses here, they often this truth, read Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. Verse 2. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Teaching you how to live a long life, a prosperous life, follow those law, statutes, commandments. Don't forget my law. The law, same law that I learned, I'm teaching you, you follow. Verse 3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Verse 4. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. So that's what the Christian church did. They lean unto their own understanding. They don't, why you think like anybody lean into their own understanding? Why you think their numbers be so big? Because they going by what the people want, not what Most High said, but what the people want. Why you Like I said, you like we have good numbers, but our numbers don't be like they be like 10K and all that because they teaching a bunch of junk, that they know the people want to hear. They ain't teaching what the Lord want to hear. And anytime you teaching what the Lord said, the numbers are very low because they ain't trying to hear. They ain't trying to do good. They ain't trying to change their ways. They trying to look for excuse for they can use to keep saying the way they've been saying. They ain't ready to give up what they saying. They don't want to follow these law, statutes, commandments. They doing it there. So let's think about it. Krista played dumb. He don't know about the law, statutes, commandments. He don't read the Bible. He's seen, but he know one thing. That's gonna mess with money. If I teach this right here, half of my congregation gonna leave. So I'm gonna just come with this, read a few verses of this, and they're gonna be happy. They're gonna be feeling good. Instruct the musicians, play the mute, play the soft, slow music, and then when they get down to it, go into the dance, get it going, that's how they do. They'll tell you, we living in the last days. Okay, yeah, but that's all you teach them. We living in the last days. You ain't telling them follow these law, statutes, commandments. Tell them to get their house in order. They don't know how to get their house in order because you never taught them how to get their house in order. You tell them how to get their house in order to follow these law, statutes, commandments. You never teach them. So that's gonna be on your head, Pastor Pochop. That's gonna be on you. We go to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 16. That's the thing, like I said, I have to go to my mom's house, my mom elderly, almost 80, I check on her every day, I go by there and she's straight up Christian, all Holy Ghost filled with fire, hey, all that good old me. I have to go over there and watch all these. If I sit there, I don't try not to sit there long, but when I sit there, I'm always catching either Jimmy Swaggart, Joel Osteen, either Creflo Dollar, TDJ, like, and they all teaching the same thing. God is love. Yeah, we know God is love, but God is also a terrible power. He also that being that will put something on you for not obeying him. But see, they fail to miss. They fail to bring that up. Well, they're saying you gotta obey them. You know, you gotta follow the 10. Just those 10 commandments for some reason. When it's 600, where you go through Leviticus, there's so many laws you can't you really can't count them all because you get tired when you go to read. You get tired. You have to go back the next day and finish up all those laws, statutes, commandments. And every Sunday when they have dinner, you know, they got plenty of pork on there, and they just God call themselves praising the Most High, and then they go out there and eat a bunch of pork. Where that makes sense at? They don't make sense at all. Matthew chapter 19. Let me see. I said verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he said unto him, which Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Verse 19, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And the young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What I lack I yet. And Yahweh, who Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful. You know, and then verse 23, and then said Jesus unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And verse 24, again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, rich, he don't want to give, let's just say, let's take let's take these big time superstars. They got millions, bit like Jay-Z and all that. You think, they follow Scientology. You know, they ain't trying to hear nothing about the true living God. I'm saying, rich man ain't gonna give up all his riches and give to the poor and follow Commander General Howard. Or he give a donation, or just say, yeah, don't ask for it all, just give a donation. They ain't gonna even do that. So they're selfish. They want to give up nothing. I work hard for this money. And you know what I had to do? How much blood I had to kiss from the oppressors? Then you want me to give you this? You know, but that's like I said, you got some people that call themselves good people. They don't commit no sin. They don't smoke, they don't drink, they don't curse, they don't fight. They try to be peaceable with everybody. But when it comes down to these law, statutes, commandments, they fall short. They don't follow it. They ain't following all of them. You know. We're gonna go to Ezekiel 20 and 18. You know, Ezekiel 20 and 18. This is a read. But I said unto their children in the wilderness. So this is back when they talking to back when they was in the wilderness. Walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourself with their idols. Verse 19, I am the Lord your God, walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them. And verse 20, and hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. That's all the Most High requires us to do. Follow the law, statutes, commandments, keep his Sabbaths, keep his holy days. That's what we command, which is very little to me. I mean, I found out that Christianity make it be like it's a hard job. They come to find out it's an easy job. Find out it's a very easy job if you don't share it off that old man. If that old man still lingering, that's when it get hard because they're gonna be conflict. You know, that's when there'll be a war in the members. This member say I want to do this. This member saying no. Conflict. Ezekiel 36 and 27. Yes, and like I said, Christianity had destroyed us so much that a lot of people don't. They so they've been brainwashed so bad that they can't even come into the truth and really understand. They don't hear no organ playing, no tambourine, no drums, no keyboards, no guitars, none of that. They don't know what to make of it. I'm used to hearing some music. I want a good song where I can feel good. No, you take these scriptures and feel good. Take these scriptures and let's follow these law, statutes, commandments and feel good. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. We go to Ezekiel 36 and 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and you shall keep my judgments and do them. Verse 28, you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. That's what he promised us. We keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. We shall be his people, and he shall be our God. Don't that sound better than a song and dance every weekend? And you ain't got nothing. You don't have one thing except you don't learn the new dance. You don't find out sister such and such ain't that sister you thought she was. You know, your pastor been hollering at your wife behind your back. You know, that's what you that's what you want to learn instead of coming off that hill. You know, start at the bottom like the rest of them, work your way up. Learn how to follow these laws, statutes, commandments before you can get into that. You know, you know, even though there's no such a place as heaven is here on earth. Heaven is condition. Hell is condition. But but y'all quick to say, what the things the ISP say, you going to hell, you going there. We already in hell. Where else? We already in hell. We fighting. We trying to save you. We trying to help you out. We trying to give you knowledge, for you can get out the hellish condition that you in. This is a hella condition, not being off in this truth and not knowing the truth. That's a hellish condition right there. You know, not knowing who you are, where you come from, and then you got every other nation's laughing up in your face. I know all about your history. You don't know nothing. You won't pick up a book, but like I said, our history is in all kind of books. And we go to Romans chapter 8, verse 1. Like our history been around. We just wouldn't, like I said, wouldn't conform, you know. And like I said, they suppressed a lot of our information anyway. They ain't want us to never know that we was the children of lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. They ain't never wanted us to know that. Now that you see how they act, now that we know hearing people saying that they can't stand, they canceling people, cutting off their money because they saying it. No, they don't want you to know that. Go to Romans chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Verse 2. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus have made me free from the law of sin and death. This thing about it, you follow after these laws, statutes, commandments. Like you following these laws, statutes, commandments. Hey, you free from sin and then death, and especially that second death, which would be the lake of fire. This would be them nukes, and then they'll come down and turn this whole place into a big old fire to look like just a lake fire. Save you from that. See, verse 3. For what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, God sent his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. So he sent Yahweh Shah, Bashiach, who you call Jesus Christ, down here to show you that an ordinary man can come and follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and teach others to do so. So you have no excuse. Verse 4, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So if you walk not after your own flesh and after the Spirit, you can follow these laws, statutes, commandments. But nah, you so lustful, you so lustful that you can't help it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. We go to Isaiah. 29. and 13. Yeah. Isaiah 29:13. You know, Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as the people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me. This is just like Christians, you know. They say they love the Lord. They say they love him. But they don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. Do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. Yeah. They let their they listen to their preacher instead of following these law, statutes, commandments that's off in the Bible, reading their Bible, go home reading the Bible and ask they pastor about this and that. If he can't answer, they get another answer. You know, it's like, you know, it's just another precept. Matthew 15:8. You know, the reason people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men. So it says that in the Old Testament, and they're saying that in the New Testament. The same thing they was doing back then, you know. They were doing in the Old Testament before Christ. They were doing at the time of Christ, you know. But Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Like I said, there ain't nothing new under the sun. They quick to a Christian quick to say I love God. He knows my heart. He knows I want to follow him. I love him. I pray. I pray every day and all that. God don't hear the prayer assembly. You ain't follow these law, statutes, commandments. Your prayers are going unheard. And you have to dodge a bullet. Thank God. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, and it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Fear God, keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. That's all you have to do. As far as anything else that they be talking about, you gotta do. That's all you have to do. Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Anything else ain't nothing but what man says. That ain't what the Most High says. And we're gonna go to Matthew chapter 15, verse 17. Like I said, man will lead you astray. That's why the scripture, was it Jeremiah 23 and 1? That warn to the pastor, scatter my flock, scatter my sheep. This instruction comes to these Christian pastors. For leading the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel astray. That's the people he talking about. He ain't talking about the whole world. He talking about his 12 tribes. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy but fulfill. And that's what Christ says, since y'all said when Christ came, the laws were done away with. Christ said, hey, I ain't came to do away with nothing. I came to fulfill the law so that you can follow this law. Verse saying, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled. Verse 19, and whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So there you go right there. If you don't want to follow laws, statute, commandments, fine. Oh, you can be the least in the kingdom of heaven. But if you do, like we do in this ISUBK, you call great in the kingdom of heaven. And this is about the last verse. And this, we go to 1 John 5 and 3. 1 John 5 and 3. We're going to start at verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments. Verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So that's what And that's what I've been saying all the time. Only reason I thought it was so hard because I was taught that it was hard. That's what you learn in Christian. Yeah, you can't find it. Ain't nobody. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna sit here and pray, and the most high gonna love you. No matter if you get a father, I know you may slip a little bit, but he's still gonna love you. If you ain't finally lost that commandments. He is not gonna forgive you. I'm sorry. You know, and they need to quit teaching that. You know, I know. I let's see. We need to do like Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yay. Gather yourselves together, oh, oh, or people that are not desired. We got to realize, finally that we are that people that's not desired, and we need to come together like we come together. Isupk, all 12 tribes. We try to bring more in. You know, that's all we can do. Spread out this truth, show brotherhood and show sisterhood, and know that we go make it into that kingdom. That's our reward to make it into that kingdom. That's my class. I'm priest officer of fire in your heart. Say to the brother, Shalom Bashim Al Shabrak Hatham, all the brothers out there, to our beautiful sisters, Shalom Yahweh Shemal Tham Bashim Al Shai. Say Shalom Israel and Kwam Yashalom.